Hello again. Nice to have you back. 49 people are back to do more watch along stuff tonight. Sorry for being a bit spontaneous, but that's how the world works, I guess. At least that's how the world within my streaming schedule and how my YouTube channel works. So yeah. Basically, let's see. I think 49 people. I can't really make up the numbers because some people are on Twitch, some people are on YouTube, maybe some are on both, I'm not really sure. But I'm getting in all of the comments at least from both platforms. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me again. We're gonna listen to even more songs from Norway, that is the plan. We'll see, the plan is at least semi-final 2. How's the computer performing now? Hopefully better. Knock on wood, right? Yeah. The plan is at least semi-final 2 now, and if we can fit semi-final 3 in it as well, that's just a bonus, I guess. But semi-final 2 is the plan, and then we'll see how tired I am and how all of you are as well. 51 on YouTube, 4 here on Twitch. Okay, 4 people are on Twitch, so if you're on Twitch, I guess the more active chat is over on YouTube in case you're feeling lonely over there. You choose whichever one, whichever platform you want to watch via. I mean, obviously the Twitch is the most safe place because YouTube, the streams won't get taken down there. But these watch along things on from the national finals seem to be okay on YouTube. They just take them down in post instead. The Supernova video stream from earlier this week is down now, but I've added a Google Drive link and you can find it on the Discord server. I've linked it over there in case you missed Supernova, the listening session for that. So lonely, I'm so lonely. Twitch gang. Okay. Anyway, we're going to listen to 6 more songs. That is confirmed. I can tell you that much. I got them already prepared in my little playlist here. I've decided to swap my web browser to Firefox because I think Google Chrome was what was messing with me earlier, because Firefox seems to be able to manage it pretty well at the moment. As you can see, wait. Okay. I don't know why videos just start playing out of nowhere. There we are. You can see there is a little artwork on the screen right now. This is song number 1. If I've understood correctly, there is no running order confirmed yet for these heats or semifinals, which is kind of weird because the first one is taking place tomorrow. But I've just added them in the order that they are on Eurovision World, which I think is alphabetically based on artist, but I could be wrong. Anyway, 6 songs, and the first one we'll just get right into it. The first one, I do not have an artist name anywhere here. Let's see. Fagermo. And this is Judge Tenderly of Me. This is song number 1. And yeah, I think we should just get right to it. Let's go. Notes. I gotta say, it's honestly quite beautiful. This is so up my alley. It feels very comforting. It feels just with the sole purpose of being competently written, with a few unique twists here and there in how they structure the song and how they lead from segment to segment. The vocals combine extremely well, I think. Each presence really allows the other one to be very poignant, but also they're not overpowering each other. They are really in tandem and in sync with the whole concept of the song. Its soft approach is really working wonders for like a very convincing delivery altogether. I'm not sure if it's one like that I will return to too much because melodically it's not really something that sticks with me, but just the overall mood of it and how it's so soft and smooth and flows perfectly, really. I feel like it's one of these songs that I could just listen, enjoy, really appreciate at any moment or any time. I honestly thought it was really beautiful. and it's very well written, and I'm impressed in that regard. It's not something that really explores a lot of instrumentation variation. It doesn't explore a grand arrangement. It sets out to be restrained, comforting, and it just nails it. I think it's I think this could be a strong contender if it's allowed its place in the competition. If it gets an audience big enough, I would love for that to happen. People to just embrace this effort. Truly, it's beautifully sung as well. I can't wait to see this one. This one we won't see tomorrow, but we will see it in a week, and I can't wait to see it and just how they present this, because it has something. It has something at its core that's just so pretty, and I really want to connect with it, and I want other people to connect with it as well. And I hope that they can really get that across with some gorgeous stage lighting, perfect vocal deliveries, and a proper like visual approach or aspect to it as well to match the beauty of what I just heard. Really, could struggle. Yeah, it could. It's not something that I would expect to do well, but I think this one definitely had something. It's easy to just see it as an acoustic ballad type of song that we've heard before, but it's so well put together, truly. Judge tenderly of me. Yeah, great way to start. Hopefully it's not going to open the semi-final once it happens next week, because it would be a bit of a strange opener. We're going to move on. This right here is Touch of Venus, and now for some reason my computer is starting to glitch a little bit again. Hopefully no biggie. This right here on our screen is Kristin with Touch of Venus, song number 2. And yeah, let's see what it's all about, really. Okay, before we get on to Heartache here, that was Touch of Venus, and I gotta say, I have no idea what all of that was about. It felt so all over the place for me. I couldn't connect with it, and it could be a me issue. It's all-out drama without really having any finesse of the drama, I think. It doesn't really work within contrasts or dynamics to really showcase how it builds between the different segments, I think. It's just all out a bit of an experimental approach that could absolutely work for some people. I'm just not one of those, and I think that a lot of the things that are going on here just feel chaotic a little bit to me. It's a strange combination as well with rhythms. The string arrangement is very intense in terms of its arrangement, but not really in terms of its velocity, I guess. The drums are bombastic, but also quite sparse and a little bit stale in terms of the pattern, I guess. And then the long notes are just long notes. It's a lot of Venus. And I don't really find the melodic intonation that interesting, I guess. It's not something that I'm going to be going around having stuck in my head. It's not an earworm in any regard of that. It could absolutely be something that I guess speaks to an audience because of its proper intensity and loudness of the vocal and its attempt to be really epic or dramatic. And I mean, if the presentation is good on stage, then the presentation is good on stage, then it could absolutely work. At the moment, as a studio cut, I don't see myself really returning to this one, and it feels like it had a lot of different ideas thrown all in together to one, and I didn't really connect with anything that they were really going for here. Unfortunately. Still, there are aspects of it that I can definitely admire, but it's just not a song that really worked for me, I would say. So yeah, so far the first song is my favorite of the two. Quick drink break. We all need those every once in a while before we move on to song number 3. Song number 3 is already on screen. It's called Heartache, and she wrote her signature here, but you'll have to excuse me, I can't see what it says, so let's take a quick look. Okay, it's acoustic guitar. Farida, that's her name, and we got a little sneak peek of what the song kind of sounded like. Acoustic guitar, Farida with Heartache will just... from a songwriting perspective, it's not really... it's not really the most complex thing I've heard in my life. It's the same chords being repeated. It's the same melody being repeated. But I can't resist it. I really can't. It's a hook. It drags me in. It keeps me entertained throughout the whole thing. And it just has that rhythm and energy to it that really keeps me invested in it. Very catchy, very enjoyable. I liked it. I hope they can create a good performance to this as well, and that she sings it perfectly during the performance, because that's a chorus, and that is a pop song that could become a complete radio hit in Sweden as well, even if it's a Norwegian national final. It just has that sound to it. It has the chorus, the melody is there. I love the guitar work, really. It's so simple, but it's so effective because of the tempo. Also, nice little details here and there with how they slow down the tempo before the choruses. It's a bit strange, but I kind of like it because it adds some sort of identity to this song, I guess, because it stands out because of it. And also, of course, just the detailing of how they introduce the horns. Second chorus, they put them at the very back. Just slightly playing a little bit of a melody at the very back, so you can't really put any focus on it, but you can hear that it's there to add variation. And then they throw these horns at you at the end of the second chorus and just put them center stage to take over the lead melody. Very cleverly written. It's simple, but it's so effective. I guess like clever, you'd think clever you automatically associate with just being extraordinary or complicated or doing something complex. It doesn't have to do that. It's spot on, doing the simple things that maybe not everyone thinks about doing, and managing to pull that off. It's managing to just get the simple stuff out of the way, because it's things that maybe people don't think about when they write the song. But here they knew what worked, and they just implemented it in the song, and it worked perfectly. It worked a treat. I enjoyed it. Wonderful. I'm going to be listening to that one again for sure. You can call it generic, you can call it simple. It is. I mean, I'm not going to shy away from the fact that it is, but it's also really enjoyable, and it doesn't try to be anything other than it. It knows that it wants to be a simple pop song, therefore just being enjoyed at any given time, and that is exactly what I think that it achieves as well. Yeah, great stuff. I'm impressed, Farida, with your Heartache here. And I would love to see this one have a good performance to it and be rewarded with a place in the final. But we still have 3 songs left in this semi-final. The first one of them is this one right here. This is the band Gåte with the song Ulveham. And just looking at like this image, you kind of get a sense of what we're going for. No, I don't think it's gonna sound like the song we just heard, at least. I can say that much. Might be folk, might be hard rock, what do I know? Could be a mix of both, I guess. I'm intrigued anyway. We got this wolf silhouette at the bottom, and them lined up behind or in front of this foggy, hilly, mountainous backdrop. It looks very dramatic. Alright, let's see. Ulveham by Gåte, song number 4. Let's see. And that's the outro. This is one of those songs where you kind of feel like you want it to keep going a little bit further, because it just should continue to be all of that intensity for the ending there. When you're into it, I'm really taken by it. It's going to be so interesting to see it performed, really, because it's such a unique kind of song within the context of the competition, of course. But I just have a feeling like they could absolutely do something outlandish with it and just knock it out of the park, and this could absolutely be a winner. I would not be surprised if this is what Norway ends up sending, because it would be really cool and would make them stand out so much. There is a 6-minute version for it. That doesn't surprise me. I should probably get a listen to that one as well, because it feels like a song that you can just build and create the whole story arc around it, and just build on the atmosphere, grow out the intensity, keep adding different layers of instruments and vocal ad-libs and elements to it, and just keep building it. It feels like that could absolutely be done. things that I just really feel about the song, like for the first half of it, you have these choruses that I'm very intrigued by. They're reliant a lot on digital aspects. These guitars, they're just kind of relying on the feedback. It's like one chord strum and then the feedback and the delay of every chord is really the rhythm of the song, which I find very interesting. Meanwhile, the drummer is going absolutely nuts in the background, all over the place, to just create proper chaos and energy to the song, which I think should not be overlooked. That is absolutely a key part of what makes this song really work, in my opinion. The vocals, I can appreciate them as well, of course. I'm looking for an expression. In Swedish, we would say the vocals i all ära, in all honor. I don't think you say that in English, but I can definitely admire the vocals and what they add to this song. It's a vocal style that works perfectly for the type of atmosphere they establish in the instrumental. However, I feel like they're kind of not really what I'm going to focus the most on, because vocally I don't think it's one of these songs that become very memorable melodically. It's more just like the vocal is acting like another instrument to tie everything together. It feels like an instrumental journey where the vocal is yet another instrument that kind of ties it all together. It's very interesting. I like the way that it builds. The finale is very grand. It's anthemic and has a very large soundscape behind it. And that can definitely be something that becomes really overwhelming in a good way when you see it being performed, if they can match the ambition behind it when you see it on stage as well. We'll see. I'm intrigued by it. I think I would be optimistic about this one's chances. It could absolutely go all the way, but it's all going to come down to how it is performed, I think. At the moment, I'm just happy we get these different music styles in the competition, and this one should have its place here and does no what do you say? It represents its style and genre to a perfection, really. And then whether you're clicking with this type of music or not, I guess that's how you will define it. But I'm impressed by certain aspects of it quite a lot, really. Yeah, Ulveham by Gåte. Good stuff. This is a good semi-final in my opinion. We're gonna continue with You're Mine. That is an artwork for the ages, truly. Let's see. What is this? What's the name? Mileo or Mileo? I'm not sure. The song is called You're Mine anyway, and this is Mileo. I'm not sure. All right, let's just get right to it. 2 minutes and 35 seconds, a bit on the shorter side, but let's see if I am indeed if You're Mine. Okay, let's go. Okay, yeah, this is probably I'm not sure if I can say it's the biggest earworm, because we got another one in this semifinal as well. It's weird that they put them in the same one, I think, because this is all about the hook. It's also all about the kind of storytelling that he's going for, because I feel like it's one of these vocal performances that really relies on you just listening to him. I didn't really listen to the lyrics because I never do. I just listen to how the song is structured, how the music works. But this one's all really about his presentation of the vocals, because he's doing a very kind of, if I use the word theatrical, I don't think it comes across correctly, but it's one of these vocals that that really have what would you say? It's not one of these like singing style of to just showcase melodic brilliance or anything like that. It's all about just presenting a story and presenting the message of the song, and whether or not that's something to go for in this one, I'm not sure. However, the chorus is what sells it. You know, it leads into a chorus that is gonna get stuck in there, and whenever I hear it, I feel like I'm just gonna be tagging along to it. It's also very playful, because sometimes when it leads from the chorus into those verses, there was this girlfriend line, and then it had a little bit of a break, and he moved on very neatly into the verse with a very convincing percussive work, mainly, I guess, rhythmically. and then the vocal just being completely haywire again, really. Not sure what to make of it entirely. I don't think it's really up my alley, but I'm still intrigued by it, and I did enjoy it, absolutely. It was 2.5 minutes of fun, and I will listen to it again, of course I will. But I just feel like the selection is so strong that I'm not sure if this one is among my favorites. I'll have to give it a few more listens, but it has a hook. That much I can tell you. We're getting to the final song, at least in this semi-final. Maybe we will do the third semi-final as well, who knows. The final song is this, Super Rob and Erika Norwich with My AI. This artwork, it's glorious, truly. Who came up with this? Wow, okay. My AI by Erika Norwich and Super Rob. Be aware that super is spelled with a lightning bolt. I'm intrigued. Let's go. Let's see what you got. I gotta say, I love the fact that these kind of songs are included and are part of the whole spectacle and show, because they add so much entertainment to it. The only thing is that I don't want it to win over something that I think is musically more credible than this. That came out wrong. Musically more credible, but I hope you understand what I mean. A song that really has more soul and effort being put behind it, because what I feel when I listen to this is that it's just reliant on being a gimmick, and the actual songwriting behind it isn't really something that has been developed that far. It's very much same thing going through. The structure is copied from old Aqua, really, and there's nothing groundbreaking about it, and there doesn't have to be, really. There's no need for it to be groundbreaking. It's not supposed to be. But it's just that if I want to really admire something, then I would want something more intriguing about it to work for me. Creating the song based around the concept of AI taking over the music industry is a good idea. It absolutely should be highlighted, and this highlights it in a great way. But it's as I said, it's just not what I want to see being rewarded next to something that I think has been more polished and well put together. Because this, it's simplistic in terms of melody. There hasn't really been that much effort put into that part of it. The most effort, I think, has been put into being playful. I mean, mainly from the whole story perspective of the song, just coming up with the lyrics and really playing around with wordplay and creating a very audio representation of you've got conversations and stuff, and really getting the feelings down on paper and then presenting them in a way that makes them feel like an actual dialogue or natural conversation or natural spoken word. And then the chorus is melodically catchy, because it's just based around vocal chops, really. And I'm as big of a fan of vocal chops as anyone else, trust me. But then it I don't know, I feel like there's too much gimmick behind it actually being a proper effort, which I can admire in that regard. But when I listen to this, I can absolutely see it just win, seriously. But it's so much going to come down to the live performance as well, because if it falls flat live, it's going to finish last place in the semi-final for sure. And this will be difficult to really get to work on stage. I think it's going to be very difficult for them. But if they nail it, then I gotta take my hat off of them, because I think that would be the more rewarding achievement for them. If they can make a song like this truly work and be amazing on stage, then that is really what's gonna be impressive for me. At the moment, I thought the song was fun for what it was. We're gonna see how far it takes them. But yeah, that's really it, I guess. Not my cup of tea, and I think there are stronger songs in the semi-final. If we're gonna take a quick look at the recap, which I will just quickly prepare here. If I'm just basing off of the audio cuts right now, The ones that I would like to see go through, or the ones that I would put through, basically, are Ulveham, Judge Tenderly of Me, and Heartache. And if you think other ones should go through, that's completely fine. Those are my 3 picks, anyway. I think the only one that I really wouldn't support, but if it's good live, then it's good live. But Touch of Venus was not a song that I will ever come back to, unfortunately. The other ones, I will definitely. My AI is all gonna come down to the performance. Your Mine is interesting. I'm gonna listen to it more, of course, to see if I connect with it more. People prefer Your Mine over Heartache. Yeah, I can see that. I think I'd probably say that one of those 2 should go through. Whichever one it is, I won't comment on. I prefer Heartache. If you prefer Your Mine, completely fine by me. But I don't think that both should go through. That would be too much, I think. The variation is what's so beautiful about this competition as well. And we only need one of those kind of hook songs. I don't understand why they put them in the same semi-final, but hey ho, here we are. But yeah, let me know which ones you're cheering for. Connor has Judge Tenderly of Me, Ulveham, and Heartache. Same as me then. Alright then. Fireburst also has the same as me. Dr. Seger says Ulveham and Judge Me Tenderly were quite good. Same with me then as well. Interesting. Third qualifier is one of pop songs, yeah. And Benja preferred Your Mine over Heartache. Yeah, exactly. The Mandalorian wants Ulveham and Your Mine through. Yeah. No one has said My AI so far. And no one has said the what was it called? The Venus, Touch of Venus. No one said that one either. But yeah. David says Heartache, Ulveham, Your Mine. Oh, he wants 2 of the pop songs. David, no, not 2 of them. In my opinion. Kevin says My AI should go to Eurovision. Well, if the performance is good, why not? But it's too early to tell for me, at least. Famicom, Ulveham, Your Mine, and Judge Tenderly. Astron says this is a very pop-heavy national final, so it was pretty much unavoidable. Then I get it. But did we have... I've already forgotten the first semi-final. I'm terribly sorry. What was in the first semi-final again? I gotta go back and take a look. Was there any pop songs like this in the first semi-final? Maybe there was. Heart on Fire, I guess. But yeah, I would rather put it in that one, honestly. I would rather put one of these pop songs in that semi-final, I think. Ulveham, Touch of Venus, Judge Tenderly. Okay, first Touch of Venus there. Nice one. And now Hodgepodge has My AI. So all of the songs, someone supporting every song. So that's always nice to see. Top 3 is Ulveham, Judge Tenderly of Me, and probably My AI. Heartache, Judge Tenderly, and Your Mine. Your Mine, My AI, Heartache. Oh, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting. I think this one was a little bit more exciting than the first semifinal. I think I'm not sure. The first semifinal had good stuff as well, but I think this one's more intriguing to me. The songs are very extra in this one. I couldn't tell you now who I think will qualify. It could be anything. However, I would throw my if I'd bet on one of these to go through, I would probably say Ulveham, because it just stands out and it's so unlike all of the other ones, and I think there's absolutely an audience for that. I think if I would throw my money on one of them to go to the final, Ulveham would be the one. My AI is all gonna come down to the live performance. If it's good, then I would bet on that one as well. Yeah, it's all gonna come down to the performances no matter what, really. But Ulveham is the one that I would bet on so far. And from Heat 1, yeah, Oblivion is going into the final, no doubt about it. Alright, we have one more heat to go through, or one more semi-final. Should we do that one tonight? What do we think? There are only 6 more songs. Should we go to that one as well? Maybe we should. Maybe we should. Yes. um, okay, people want that. All right, people want the third semifinal as well. I guess we're doing it. I'm just gonna prepare it. But thank you for joining me for the second one. It's been nice. Let's also listen to. I thought I saved the third one. Where is it? Did I not make a playlist of the third one? I was so sure I made a playlist for the third. Where is it? Yeah, okay, this is the first song. Wait, I'll actually just take a look. Annprincess, our first artist not today. This is the 13th artist today, but the first one from semifinal 3. And this song is called. Oh wait, you can't even see it. I forgot to do that. This one is called "Save Me." "Save Me" by Annprincess. This is song number 1 from the third semifinal. And yeah, it's gonna be a bit tricky for me to kind of separate the different semifinals when going through all of them, but let's just get right to it. Let's listen. It has a bit of both, really. It has one part that really just... It has aspects of just chopping up the song and breaking it up, which is not clicking with me. And then at other times, some of the transitions are top tier, really, in their ability to maintain energy. I think the whistle hook is strong. The energy behind the song is very, very just enjoyable and easy to get dragged into. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's not something that will really stick to my head and really that I will take with me and remember all that much, but it's something that I could put on at any time and just really tap my foot to. Definitely won't turn it off. It's just neat and pleasant and enjoyable, and it gets me moving and gets me happy, really. Yeah, solid pop song all around and very well executed, I think. Will be interesting to see this one live too, of course, and see what they can make of it. Seems like a lot of people are not clicking with it. Unfortunate. I did like it. I thought that was quite pleasant, really. I'll get behind that one. Someone's got to be the odd duck on it. Some parts of it I didn't really think were that well executed, but I gotta say, as an overall experience, I really did enjoy it, and I definitely, because of just the percussion, I think, and how it maintained energy and rhythm throughout, I think was what really sold it. And that outro is honestly very, very strong in my opinion. How they keep the drum going, they filter out majority of the sounds and just let the kick drum keep it going, kick and clap, and then have the whistle hook to go kind of full circle with the song. It's a nice touch. All right, we're moving on. Song number 2. This is another artwork for the ages. This is Damdiggida by KEiiNO. Okay, KEiiNO with Damdiggida. Whose idea was this artwork? It's gonna take over social media, I guess, with a hook like that. I gotta say, I will understand that a lot of people will absolutely go bananas for this song, or they will go Damdiggida about it. It is very energetic, very dance friendly, entertaining. We know that it will sound really great live because we've heard them before in Spirit of the Sky, and it has a proper pop, almost pop schlager kind of hook, which is always very welcome in my heart. But then they mixed it with this really modern, contemporary electronica, upbeat. I'm not even sure what to call the genre these days. I've lost track of my electronica nerdiness, I guess. But it's something that we've heard in a lot of songs. I mean, KEiiNO that we just heard is in a similar vein of music styles. And it is very fast paced. It's kind of like jump up music or hands up in a way. It's very focus reliant on synth bass. It's reliant on being high tempo, high energy with a catchy chorus to it. I just feel like there's too much gimmick in this song. That is unfortunately my kind of issue with it. I think she sounds very heavily processed, unfortunately, mainly in the first verse. You kind of get used to it throughout the song because the song has that sound approach to it. The sound design is also incredibly processed and very largely compressed, I guess. But the choruses sound great. Her voice combines so well with the more gritty and acidic sound in the synths, while her voice is just very much soaring on the top of it, and the melody is while somewhat simple and sweet and short and long notes. I think it works perfectly with that kind of backdrop. Then the whole concept of the Damdiggida kind of hook to the song, it's one that will stick to people's heads for sure. It's gonna stick in mine. I don't think I really appreciate the gimmick behind it because I think they don't need it. But it's probably going to be a very successful part of this song, and it adds fun. It's a fun song. I'm not gonna deny that. But it's also, in my opinion, quite silly. And I didn't really expect to have that. But it's fine. It's fine. If this is what they want to do, then I'm not going to argue with it. It's going to be effective, and it is a fun effort for me as well. I did enjoy it. Yeah, I'm not sure what to really add on it. It's it doesn't really have the substance, unfortunately, for me. But I don't think a lot of people will really mind that because the competition is also supposed to be about fun, and the fun songs will also get their place. And this is all out fun, and a lot of people will love it, and a lot of people will sing along to it, and a lot of people will have it as their ringtone or whatever. And it could work perfectly for that. And it's also very well structured. I gotta say, that final chorus comes together very nicely. And the choruses altogether really enjoyable parts. Not sure what else to say about it. I don't think I will be rooting for it, but of course they can sell it live. But if they're going to return to Eurovision with this, I'm not sure. They might end up doing it, but I don't know if I will be supporting them in that. However, if they go, fantastic for them. It's a fun thing for Norway to have them. They're of course a huge success. So good stuff. We're going to move on. We got 4 more songs. The next one is called Green Lights, and Green Lights is by by Miia. Okay. Miia is of course the artist of Dynasty, in case you've heard that song. I think that one's pretty famous. That's a good song in my book, at least. I really like the song Dynasty by Miia here. Let's hope that Green Lights is another good one. We'll see. It's a very kind of, it feels like a very dark kind of artwork. I feel like Groot is getting more tolerant to music. He keeps saying I did enjoy it to almost every song. It's a good selection. What can I say? These songs are all good, so far at least. Okay, Green Lights by Miia, song number 3 from semifinal 3. Let's go. That's the final chorus. It's too short. Okay, it's a proper, very pretty pop song with a very sentimental approach to it. Beautiful piano work. Lovely strings. I love the way that the drums are actually effectively used. It's not like a ballad or anything. It's going all out in terms of energy, and it's very enjoyable because of that. And it's also quite intense, but also it has this hopeful sound to it because of the strings. My feelings are evoked by it, definitely. But I gotta say, I feel like that final part is so useless, killing the mood entirely to build towards this final chorus, and you feel like, oh, it's gonna be very fulfilling. And it is for a brief moment, but the final chorus ends too abruptly, and then it kind of feels like there's no point in cutting out all the energy like they did there after the second chorus, because they can't really utilize because you got a time limit. You can't utilize the final chorus to the best of your ability because you're forced to kind of cut it short. It doesn't feel like it really is allowed to shine in terms of its expansiveness towards the end, and I think that holds this song back. It builds so brilliantly, and then a little breakdown there towards the end. I guess the breakdown is just too long. I guess if the first half of it was kind of cut out, because then you could still maintain some energy within it while also breaking it back and holding it a little bit restrained. while building towards the final chorus, and that would in turn lead to you being able to extend the final chorus and build it even more so that it actually finalizes in terms of a fulfilling feeling, basically, once it's done. I would have just liked a little bit of a restructure there. Other than that, great pop song, truly. I'm listening to that one again many times, many times. All right, 3 songs left is what we have. We're 3 songs into semifinal 3, and we got 3 songs left, and this has been another good semifinal so far. All right, this is Waltz of Death. That is a very dramatic title, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing what this sounds like. It's a title that intrigues me, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see who made this. Mistra made this. She got 88 subscribers. That number will probably go up after this, unless this isn't, good. But Waltz of Death is a title that does intrigue me. So let's see what you got, Mistra. And this is probably a music video, I think. It's not a cover art video. It's a neat outro, but it didn't really... As the song progressed, the middle part of it didn't really fulfill my expectations, I guess. There's like some sort of atmosphere behind this that doesn't really ever get matched by actual drive or I guess just rawness. Well, I guess it just kind of sounds raw in a way, and grey and a bit unfulfilling, I think. I don't know. It's not something that really engages me, and that's a bit strange. I think there needs to be more engagement in the drumming, mainly. The percussion is so bare bones, and it's mostly just reliant on being anthemic hits rather than actually putting some kind of drive through the song. It feels strange to me that it's part of the selection, really, because you have another song that we listened to earlier within a similar genre that was so much more and so much grander and more exceptional in every area, really, that this one just kind of fell beneath the cracks because we have that one to compare to. I'm left a little bit disappointed by that, and it could just be that it's not my type of music, because it isn't. I'll be completely honest and say that I don't listen to this kind of music, and even though I appreciate the drama behind it, for me to really get invested into it, I need some drive, some intensity, something polished within it, and an actual poignant hook to it. This is very pedestrian to me. It just kind of waltzes on, I guess you'd say, and at the end of it I feel very unfulfilled. Unfortunate. I think we're just going to move on from that one. If you enjoyed it, I'm very happy for you, but it was not for me. I'm sorry. We're going to move on to an official lyric video by Thomas Jenssen, and his song is called Take Me to Heaven. And let's see if he takes me to heaven with his song. Song number 5, only 2 to go. I like the effect on the lyric video more than anything, I guess. Strong hit there for the finale, and it's catchy. Well done, Thomas. You're not gonna get my vote, but it's still just, it's inoffensive, it has energy to it, it's catchy, and it's I wouldn't say that it's really memorable, because I think this one is one of those that will just kind of fall short and kind of be forgotten, I guess. But at the same time, it's one of these that feel like anyone could really listen to it and not really mind it, and just kind of accept the hook for what it is. And right as I say that, World of Story says really hate this. So I'm wrong. But everyone can be wrong once in a while. It just feels like the song has that approach, that it's just aimed for being enjoyable for a large, wide audience. Proper pop song that has energy, that has a fun approach, and doesn't really want people to think all too much about it. Just there to put a smile on people's faces, I guess. Yeah. I can't really discredit it for trying to do that. So I'm fine with it. But it's not something that I will really save or something like that. We're gonna continue to the final song. This is Mer by a guy in 4 different colors and 4 different faces. and his name is Vidar Villa. So let's see, Vidar. Let's listen to your song Mer and let's see what it's all about. Final song in the entire Norwegian selection. I can't believe we've listened to 18 songs today. The entire Norwegian national final. But hey ho, that is how it is. Mer by Vidar Villa. Let's see if we got the winner as the finals. Alright, good one to close it on. That was tons of fun, really. I might be the audience for it, I'm not sure. But it's something that just kind of is familiar to me, and it's something that I would sing along to. It's not complex in any sense of the imagination, but it doesn't want to be complex. It wants to be a people pleaser, it wants to be a party song, it wants to put a smile on people's faces, it wants to make people happy, and it succeeded in everything. In all of that, for me. I think it does everything completely right that it wants to do. And if you're not if you're not fond of the style and what it sets out to do, then you're not going to enjoy it. Simple as that. However, I'm just very this is accessible for me. I find enjoyment in it, and I think it is simple and sweet, and just manages to make me happy. Really, the instrumentation that they're going for is very common, but also quite pleasant. It's guitar driven with drums and strings, and performed in a way that really has this glossy up tempo pop sound to it. The tempo of the song is spot on because it just gets my feet tapping, and really has this danceable mood to it, and then the chorus is catchy, memorable. David just says, if Scandies are the target audience, good for him. The Southern is indifferent. Yeah. If this ends up going to Eurovision, you can expect big points from Sweden. I know that for a fact. It would work here. It's probably going to work in Norway. I'm not sure. I'm not Norwegian. But I'm very, very... I enjoyed it. Tons. Truly. And that was every single song from this year's Melodi Grand Prix. Overall impression of this is that it's a good selection of songs. It's a varied selection of songs. I love the variation in it. We're going to listen to a little recap of this final heat here to see, to just listen to these songs again and take them in. This is probably the heat, though, that I think is the most difficult to pick 3 songs to go through. Because I feel like if I would say that I think that I don't want KEiiNO through, I'm gonna get my channel attacked from everyone. But I'm kind of leaning towards that. Anyway, let's check the recap here. Thank you, Melodi Grand Prix and Vidar, for giving me the new song that I'm going to be singing every song until, well, every day of this month, I guess, at least. Alright, my picks, I'm going to go through this really quick. I'm going to open this very website. You recognize this website, you know what it is. I guess I will zoom in a little bit. Maybe I should show it like this instead. That's a little bit clearer, I guess, so you can see exactly what's on here. You know what we're gonna do. I'll do this in real time because I'm just, I'm like that. Sorry about this, but you'll just have to live with my real-time editing in my streaming software here. Boom. There we go. It's gonna look like that now. Alright, I'm going to go through them one by one. Heat 1. This guy is cheering for... it's going to be like... It's going to come down to the performances, of course, but if we just judge on the studio cuts now, I'm going to tell you that I would like to see We Come Alive, Stranded, and either Eia or Oblivion. I guess Oblivion. Just instrumentally, it was really convincing. I think Eia just kind of lacked the variation in melody in the chorus. So I guess that's why I would pick that one out. But it's all going to come down to the performances there. But We Come Alive, I definitely went through. Stranded was really pleasant to me, and Oblivion, I think, is a proper pop package. So yeah, those 3 there. Heat 2 has to be Ulveham, Judge Tenderly of Me, and Heartache for me. those three. And in Heat 3, let's go with Damdiggida, Green Lights, and Mer. That's my final. You can judge my final however much you want, but that is the selection of songs that I would put in there. And if you can tell me how many of those you agree with. Are we 0 for 9 or are we 9 for 9? Let me know. But yeah, that's my little final. Damdiggida, Green Lights, Mer, Heartache, Ulveham, Judge Tenderly of Me, Stranded, We Come Alive, and Oblivion. That's my final. And that's been everything. We've watched and listened to every single song competing in Melodi Grand Prix this year. And that's gotta be that's the end of today, basically. Thank you so much for joining me. I didn't expect to listen to all 18 songs today, but I've had a blast, really. And that's, largely due to all of you as well who joined me for this. We still have 76 viewers at the moment on both Twitch and YouTube combined, which feels great. It's 0024 in the middle of the night, past midnight, and we still got so many people watching. Feels great, truly. Tomorrow, I already said this earlier when we were watching the first semi-final, but I will be streaming while the national final is going on, Melodi Grand Prix, that is. It's the first semi-final tomorrow. I won't be showing it on stream because of broadcasting rights. Obviously, NRK should be allowed to broadcast their own show without me trying to steal their content. So it'll just be me. But I'm going to be talking with all of you guys throughout the whole show if you want to be a part of it. And then we're going to do a little live vote at the end of it. So you can vote for your favorites and we will see which songs we would put in our own little final, which we're going to put together. So it's going to be a long project and we're going to create our own Melodi Grand Prix final and just have this as a project going forward. And I guess we're going to do that with more national finals. But yeah. What time does MGP start? It starts at 7:50 for some reason, Central European time. So yeah, whatever time that is over in Australia, Ellen, I do not know. But around 8 p.m., but just before that. So yeah, that's been that. And if you're interested, join me tomorrow. And if you're not interested, join me on Sunday maybe, because then we will rewatch Eurovision 2009 final on Twitch. Tomorrow the stream will be on YouTube, maybe Twitch as well, honestly. Let's stream it on both YouTube and Twitch. On Sunday, only on Twitch. There's a Lotto show before MGP. Well, we're not watching that. I'm sorry, Bruno. We're watching MGP, though. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will be leaving you now. Hope you've had fun, because I have. And good night to everyone. Bye-bye.